Jack, you've had a phenomenal year. Your first year as a professional. You've been to Kona before as an amateur. Let's first reflect on this year for you and your Ironman races and finishes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this year went so far. I started with St. George, and I managed to get second place there. And then I did a couple halves in between and finished okay at a couple of those, but I really have had more success with the full Ironman distance. I got fourth at Lake Placid and then a second again at Ironman Louisville. Does
your success as a professional surprise you?
Surprise a little. I was thinking that I would improve quite a bit this year because it's kind of my second or third year getting real serious about it, so I was thinking I had a lot of time to cut. But I would not have guessed that I would have placed so well in the races, so I'm happy with how my efforts have turned out.
Is there something about this year that you weren't expecting?
I wasn't expecting to race so much. With the new points and qualification system, I really didn't plan on thinking about that at all. I thought I would just do a couple of races for fun, but really it turned out that once I got involved in trying to qualify, it ended up to be a lot of racing, which was fun, but also a lot of wear and tear and traveling and all that goes into it. But of course I enjoyed it. Yeah.
So last year compared to this year, obviously amateur last year, professional this year, your feelings coming into this race, you're among only 30 women in the pro field.
Yeah. My feelings coming into this race are a bit of nerves, a bit of excitement. I also like having to kind of prove myself. That's always how I've kind of excelled. So with hardly any expectations on myself, I feel pretty good about that. I feel like I'm just going to go out there and do the best I can. I'm nervous for the swim. I do not care for saltwater swims, so I like the non-wetsuit, but the swim is what makes me the most nervous, I would say.
Talk about your training this year as a professional and how that has compared to the amateur days. Has it been more intense? Is it more than you expected?
My training has been pretty similar because I'm still working. I cut back from 40 hours a week to 30, so that extra 10 hours has been really nice. Mostly it's probably filled with naps and actually cleaning and grocery shopping on a regular schedule. But my training has been pretty similar. I'm not a high volume person, so I just get in my quality workouts and get enough sleep and do what I can.
How do you see yourself among the professional women in Kona this year? How competitive are you, and how do you feel you may do?
I don't know. I'm a little intimidated. Everybody has a lot more experience. Just looking at the names, obviously, it's my first year racing as a professional, and I'm the youngest, pro by a couple of years. So I feel like the experience goes into Ironman racing to a huge extent, but I've been here a couple of years, so I hope to fare decent. I'll do my race. I'm going to try to only walk like one time this year, which will be a record for me, so we'll see.
How important was it for you to be in Kona this year, especially with the new Kona points rankings? How important was it for you to make it to qualify?
I feel like once I got down to it and thought about it, it's very important. This being my first year, you really have to prove yourself in this type of scene and prove that yes, you are serious about racing, and that you want to race and do well, and that you hold yourself to a high standard. And of course everybody that races as a professional feels that way, but I was lucky enough to have some good results, and I hope that helps me next year with being able to talk to sponsors and have a little more sway with having some results to show for myself.
Was it close in terms of points for you?
Very much, yeah. It was extremely close. That's why I had to race Louisville, and especially why I had to do well there. It was kind of my last go at it. I just, went for it, did the best I could, and I was thinking while I was racing, hey, as hard as I can go the whole time, and I'm either going to make it or I'm not, and there's a lot of things you don't have control over, so sometimes you just got to put it all out there.
In terms, again, of being a professional and what this does for your future in terms of sponsorship and also making a living at this, is that the direction you're moving?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of pros that don't work, and, I work hard, but it's stressful. It's hard to fit in all the workouts. So in my dream world of my life, it would be nice to not have to work and just be able to concentrate on training and, having time to do normal activities that right now I have to like call up my sister and, get her to run to the store for me and stuff. So
Is it a dream come true to become a professional athlete? I mean, that's a pretty big deal, right?
yeah, it's awesome. And I hope with the way that triathlon's moving, it's getting more attention every single year, more and more people getting into it. I hope that eventually it can be something that people strive for and it can be an actual career for more than just the top few people. You can actually make a living at it.
I'm sure we'll see you making a living at it next year as well.
If fingers crossed. Yeah.